to that barrier or that fear and kind of overcome it? And when have you felt that joy? And what can you learn from that to help us on how can we kind of overcome and find that joy too?
Well, my joy was like pretty recent, like yesterday and the day before, because I'm a senior in high school and I've been accepted to Mississippi State and UT Chattanooga, and those are my teachers. Yeah, so I'm very excited. That joy is still flowing inside me right now. And I hope that once I go to college and once I choose my college, that I will make an impression and also bring girls Inc. along with me. I have 5 younger siblings that are in Girls Inc., so I'm not going anywhere. Girls Inc. gonna always be in my blood. I'm gonna always come back and remember where I came from. I feel like my struggle is more so with coding, because sometimes it can get rough and you just want to give up, but then when you actually finish it, and then I'm like, when I finish it, I'm like, oh my God, I just made a computer do what I actually wanted to do. I feel like that's the biggest joy and the biggest takeaway of what I do, because sometimes it can get rough, like life can get rough, and then when you make it or when you reach your goal, then you can be like, oh, look what I just did, and it can just be so lit.
So I'll just piggyback real quick on that. I would do a whole celebration dance when I get the computer to do something I want to do at work. I would get up and my coworkers would always just laugh, but I do that too. But biggest joy for me has been, I'm not gonna make this all emotional, but growing up, my mom was disabled, so my aunt took care of me and my mom. I'm my own child. And so we always lived with somebody else. So last year, I bought my first house. So that was the most awesome feeling. So working hard and being able to take care of my mom by myself without having to put the burden on my relatives has been so rewarding. And for her, she walked around and she's like, my baby an engineer. So that's fun. And I've gotten Hong Kong, Switzerland, Iceland, London, and somewhere, and Italy out the deal. So.
All right, well, I'm not going to be able to top that. Let's just level set here. But a few things. First of all, I want to kind of shout out all the parents here. Thank you for bringing your children here and encouraging the girls and others, so thank you. So the biggest joy of my career, one of them is actually doing what I'm doing right now, and it's encouraging young women and young people in general to pursue paths in STEM. So I'll try to be brief, just nudge me if I keep going. But I grew up in Gary, Indiana, predominantly African-American town. My mother was a social worker, my dad was a teacher. I didn't know what an engineer was. I didn't know any engineers. I just liked math and science. And luckily I had wonderful teachers, also shout out to great teachers who are here, and counselors that said, Angela, I think why don't you check this out? I'll talk to your parents. So after the first year, I actually was one of the people that I went to engineering camp for many years. After 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, first couple years, it's like, I'll try it out. And then, of course, it got to, is this still cool? Well, you know what? Yeah, it is, because the second point of the most rewarding is understanding you and what you like. So growing up and being in leadership roles, I really like to improve processes and look at things and just say, oh, how can I make that better? Or sometimes it would just drive me nuts how things would run around the house like, we could redesign this or something. So I translated that to engineering, and my field is industrial engineering, process improvements, efficiency planning. So rewarding is when I have the opportunities within the current field I'm working in to make something better, improve a process, save money, but make it a notable improvement that people can see. So that's most rewarding going forward.